Hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL Inspiration for Your Life. I'm so glad that you've decided to join me. It is January 9th. This is Tuesday, and if you're in the north, we're getting a lot of rain tonight, but depending on when you watch this, if you're watching this on January 9th, 2024, they have issued some major warnings and state advisories, I know, from New Jersey and many other parts. All right. So we start on a Saturday, as you know, with a master topic. We roll all the way through the week and we finish up on a Friday. And starting the end of the year in early January, we create the master topic, but now we have subtopics for each day. So each show has a subtopic that falls under the master topic. All right. Whether you're here at 8:15 at night, 8:15 in the morning, 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 1 a.m., 1 p.m., potato. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get right into our title because I'm excited to share a couple things with you. First of all, our week master topic is Chromacraft, navigating the colors of success. We're talking all about the revolution of colors, how it started to give people meaning and why they choose them and things like that. We started going through a lot of colors already, so definitely go back and make sure you watch them. We talked about like why IBM was using blue and some other companies and what they want us to get out of these different colors. All right, our headline topic for tonight, Hues of Harmony, Color Origins, the CES Buzz, and more. We're on Series 3, which means we're in the third year, Show 2, Episode number 4. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, CES opened in Las Vegas today, and it opened at 9 a.m. Pacific time, okay, which is 12 noon Eastern time, and it's going all week. It's starting out with today, the 9th, and it's going all the way to the 12th, and they actually had for press the 7th and the 8th, 2 additional days before the event even started. But really cool what's going on, so we'll talk more about that. But if you are interested in knowing more about the CES, which is the event that happened, and it's still happening. And if you guys don't know, I mean, have any of you heard of CES before? If I asked you guys what is CES, you're probably like, I don't know. Well, it's the consumer. It's basically it stands for Consumer Technology Association, which is the people that put it on. But when people ask me, what does CES stand for? And so Consumer Electronics Show, okay, which is put on by, again, the Consumer Technology Association. But I think the important thing to understand about CES is that it's only open to trade people, for individuals 18 years or older, or affiliated with any kind of consumer technology industry. So that's a pretty wide gamut. And if you didn't know it, you can actually go online to the website that they have this week, which is you can just do a Google for CES if you didn't know what it was. It's pretty easy to find, and you can just type CES. And when you type CES, you'll see it's ces.tech. And ces.tech will get you right into the site where you can actually see the exhibitors that are going to be hosting and are hosting right now. The categories, in case you're wondering, it's gaming, smart home, AI robotics, vehicle tech, and advanced mobility, digital health, space tech, smart cities and sustainability, lifestyle, sports tech, Eureka Park, fintech, financial technology, software and things, accessibility, audio, video, IoT, Internet of Things infrastructure, enterprise solutions, 3D printing, the metaverse, and yes, the C space. And the C space is where leading brands come to discover disruptive trends and how they are altering the future of brand marketing and entertainment. All right, guys. So again, if you want to learn more about what's going on at CES, definitely check out BelieveMeAchieve.com, where I release all kinds of great short reels giving you information about different things. All right, so let's get into our show here, but I could not let a moment go without at least mentioning CES. Okay. So we're talking about colors, and we know that colors make us feel a certain way. That's why brand experts, graphic designers, manufacturers, they pick a color because it causes an autonomous reaction without us even being aware of it. So automatically, right? So what does purple represent? Oh, John, I don't know. Well, purple, as you remember, when we talk about these colors, we start with what it symbolizes, what the effects are, the positivity of it, and the negativity of it. So, what purple symbolizes is spirituality, mystery, royalty, imagination. The effects of being around purple is it enlightens you, it inspires you, it uplifts you, and encourages you. Very similar words, but not exactly. The positive component of purple is brings out compassion, fantasy, wisdom, and creativity. The negative side is somebody might be too sensitive, maybe a little vigilant, maybe immature, or maybe too emotional, right? That could be the challenges of it. So there are 4 hex codes for purple: pound 400040, pound 570057, pound 6 Bravo 006 Bravo, and pound 800080. So these are colors that we see not every day, but we have seen them, right? We've definitely seen them in our lives. So, what are some, let's say, corporate purple logos, if we had to think about that, right? So, when we think about purple logos, like famous brands that are purple, um, one that comes to mind is the championships Wimbledon. So this is pretty cool, right? And so purple's in there. Now we've already talked about green, so I will go back and talk about a color, obviously, that we've already talked about. So we know that the green in this is probably trying to arouse growth, okay, a balance, and also I'm going to say a revitalization. Okay. Now, they put purple in there. All right. The purple in there for the championships of Wimbledon. We haven't talked about white, so I won't mention white, but the purple in there, I have to believe for Wimbledon, it's giving a little bit of a cloud for royalty. Okay. And it's also there for encouragement. The positive side of it is that what does Wimbledon want us to take away on the positive side? Um, it might be compassion for the other player. That's probably what I see with that. There's a white in there. We'll talk more about white later in the week. So purple's a color that is very unique. You might see purple a lot of times at religious places because of spirituality and things like that. The next color we're going to talk about tonight, we talk about 2 colors every night, by the way. Why do people choose pink? All right, well, we're going to do this again: symbolization, the effects, the positiveness, and the negativeness. So, pink symbolizes, again, compassion, love, femininity, and playfulness. So, I think sometimes pink gets a bad rap because, like, oh, hey, guys can't wear pink. Nothing wrong with wearing pink, but I think sometimes people take this too hard, right? Pink has a playfulness to it. The effects of pink is that it's sympathetic, it's supposed to calm us down, nurture us, and comfort us. The positive side of it is kindness, warmth, romance, and intuition, right? So pink is interesting, but what if I asked you for, let's say, the famous corporate, let's say, pink logos, what could you think of? Well, there's a lot. Um, Probably the ones I think that really come to mind for a lot of people. Um, the one that a lot of people know is got to be Barbie. And what does Barbie say in pink? Barbie stands for femininity. It stands for playfulness, and I believe it stands for, I don't know. This is a hard one. Barbie's kind, warm. I think it really deals with um, what's happening, right? Um, and so Barbie's a hard one, to be honest with you, very hard. But I would tell you, this week we're talking all about colors. Next week we're going to be probably talking about styles of writing and what that means, because that also means something. Because they used script in Barbie, so I think what they're trying to symbolize with Barbie is Barbie's kind, and they're trying to be a role model for other ladies that Barbie is a kind woman. So that's an important thing for Pink, right? Lift. Um, what's Lift trying to convey? Well, they wouldn't be trying to convey love. That's number one, right? I think they're trying to convey maybe compassion for understanding like your situation. I know it's a reach. Um, they really want the effects though of calming and comfort, so that you've got a calm ride, your comfort, and they want people to think of kindness, of warmth. That's what they're trying to get out of the pink. I don't know if I would have went pink for Lyft. I just don't think it gives everything I want. I would want to see more things like trust, integrity. You can't get that out of pink. You can't get that out of pink. Um, Baskin Robbins has a pink, a blue, and a white. So the pink in Baskin Robbins, this is a tricky one. They want you to love Baskin Robbins. Okay. They want you to be playful with your flavors, because they have lots of choices, right? Does anybody know how many flavors does Baskin Robbins have? Anybody want to take a guess with me? How many do you think they have? How many flavors do you think Baskin Robbins has? They have a flavor of the month, right? Well, they once had a selection, I believe it was close to 31 flavors, okay? That's where it started, standing for a different ice cream flavor for each day of the month. It's now grown, ladies and gentlemen. You ready? 1,400 in their flavor. They call it a flavor library. So we don't have to really go too far to figure out what they want. We can look right at their website on Baskin Robbins About page. But so if I was thinking about the pink, I see right in there, I see something about commitment. So I think it's got to be about playfulness, number one. Okay, I can aspire to that. I think the other thing that I derive from them is that when you have a Baskin Robbins ice cream, it's going to nurture you. It's going to comfort you. And that's where I think they're going. Right? Um there's a lot out there. I mean, there's lots of different logos, right? Um what are some other real big let's say corporate logos? So one of the ones here, and I'm just going to cover the logo, but I'm not going to get into the nomenclature or anything else. Would be Playboy. So their logo is usually two pink bunnies, and they're either on a white background, a red background, a black background. We can talk more about those colors later, but they're trying to symbolize love, that you love it. They're trying to appear to femininity, but also, well, more playfulness if they're marketing the other gender. The effects, they want to comfort you. They want to instill warmth and romance. That's an interesting thing, right? But what are some other corporate pink logos? What are some other ones that you can possibly think of? Pink logos are for brands that really want to dare. Um, you got companies like T-Mobile. Okay, what the heck is T-Mobile trying to say with pink? Well, maybe they have compassion for your challenges with cellular and data. Do they want you to be playful? I don't really think so. I think they want to nurture you and comfort you with the technology. The positiveness they're hoping to provide is kindness, and they're hoping to give you some intuition. I'm guessing that's where they're going, but that's a weird one. I got to be honest. That is a really, really weird one. Um, when we think about some other ones, I mean, pink is a very daring type brand. I mean, the way you use the color, it can really destroy a brand. Okay. Um, you see pink and purple in the design industry a lot when they're trying to just kind of like push an edge. And pink and purple definitely can push that edge, right? Because you got purple with spirituality, you got that mystery, and you put mystery and you put playfulness. That can kind of, you see that pink and purple a lot in the adult industry because they're trying to play with those emotions. Um, I think one of the biggest challenges when you use pink is that you have the tendency to actually go over an edge. You know, if your brand becomes too playful, then people won't take you seriously, right? So I promised you I would talk about CES, right? The CES logo. Well, that's where we're going to end on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So the CES logo, the origins of the colors of the CES logo, and I guess that's a question that I have right now: is what do the colors in the CES, and I'm going to call it the CES 2024 logo, mean? And this sounds pretty straightforward, but it's not. It's not. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So if we look at the CES logo 2024, let me see if I can pull that up here for you guys. And if I pull that up, just so you guys can get a small picture of just what it looks like here. Let's see here if I can find it. Yeah, let me just go view the file. I want to just pull up a small, there we go. So I'm going to pull up a small image of this. Again, I do not own this logo. I'm strictly speaking about it and how, they decided to go a certain way with this. All right, so I'm going to share the screen here so you guys can see this particular logo on your screen, right? You can see like what it means, where it is and all that. But what does it really mean? So we know that the blue, we've studied blue before in the past, right? Blue can actually mean trust, right? Blue can mean trust. It can mean, for this, it can be trust, it can be security, and responsibility, being responsible, and things that are going to protect us. That's where I think they're going with that. I feel that the CES logo, if we look at things like, the green is about growth, right? And then, we've got all these different things, but green is about the growth. And what does the yellow mean? What do you think the yellow means? So if we think about yellow for just a second, right? And is that a yellow or is that really a green? Well, I'm going to call it kind of like a green because I think that's where they're going. It's a weird kind of green. I will grant you that. But I think they're trying to balance it's a weird green. It's like a green yellow. I think they're trying to harbor somewhat of a balance between a safety, a health, a harmony of everything working together. We haven't really talked about we talked about yellow, and they're trying to combine that with like the happiness. So that's where they're getting that play on with that. The The green, again, the green is pretty easy, right? The green is just trying to show, there's harmony. Okay, there's harmony in that. And I think what they're trying to do with that is, have the safety, have the growth. It's about health. It's encouraging. It revitalizes us, right? So you got blue. You got like do you have like a turquoise color? I would kind of say that green is more like a turquoise. So if we look at a turquoise meaning, but the turquoise I'm seeing is a little different. So I'm really going to call that more of a green because it's not a true turquoise. So I'm going to stick with it being a green. And so these companies that put together like these logos, they want it to impact you. So like when you see a trade show booth, that you're like, your mind already knows what they want you to feel. Isn't that kind of weird? It's like if you bake a great pie and you know people are going to love that pie, you want everybody to just love that pie, right? So we want to create something that's going to have a pretty amazing experience. Or better yet, we want to create something that's going to have an experience of the experience that we want. That's right. We want to create experience of something that we want. And so what they do with these shows is they basically create these colors. And like even just looking here on the floor, I see the purple. So what's the first thing that's coming to my head when I'm seeing like that kind of purple? We just learned today a little about the purple mystery, right? Then I kind of see a little bit of a pink to the side. Well, that's trying to indicate mystery and playfulness. And so they're stealing this from the adult industry because they're the ones that started playing with it first. And then it's like when you associate something and then you see it again in another kind, it's like, well, that's still playful, still this. You don't typically see a purple and a pink unless it's like Valentine's Day. You just don't see that. But I notice at this trade show, I see a lot of blue. So a lot of trade show booths want to emphasize the concept of trust, integrity, responsibility, being honest, right? That's what they want. And I think just taking this moment to understand that CES, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pretty big undertaking, with all the booths and all the messages. And we didn't get into messages. We just got to, if you can look here on the back screen, you can even see that on the very back screen, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually see here, there's actually there's like a blue, if you will. That blue screen, if you guys can see that blue here, can you see it right here? So that blue trying to give us that trust and security, which again, IBM really built that. And then they took that color. And so when a brand takes a color and it's not known for something, like let's say, for example, I took the color green, hypothetically, and I branded that with the whole idea of my drink being green. It's refreshing, it's nutritious, it's all about thirst. People, after my hard work and millions of dollars, can now start to use that, which might be something that could hurt me because if I'm in that industry and other people doing that, that's a problem. That's why people a lot of times put service marks or trademarks, not just on the words, but on the colors they use, how they're being made. Because, see, it's the color that actually inspires us to take the action. It's not the words. The words are not the biggest part. the aesthetics of what we see, the spacing, the lettering, right? When I look at this picture right now, and I see all these people, and I see there's kind of some breakups, and I see there's some blue a lot of times in the room. I can see lots and lots of blue, right? I think that's a pretty cool thing. If I go back here and I look at some other, let's say some other CES floor pictures here, just to show you. Like even looking at one of these pictures here, I'm just going to jump back and show you. There's a picture here on the screen. You guys can see it. See this little robot here. And not to get too into this, but that robot has a name. That robot has a name. And so his name is Bally, by the way. His name is Bally. But you'll want to check out my other videos at believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring information, because I know you guys definitely want to do that. So looking at Bally, they use yellow. Now, have we talked about yellow yet? Is yellow a color that we've gone through? We talked about, remember, we talked about red, we talked about orange, we did talk about yellow. So yellow is to keep us happy, optimistic, positive. You know, they don't just make things with colors just because they just want to use that color. There's a reason for everything. We can see right here that there's a reason for that color. And these are things that have been around for, you know, a very, very long time. But the moral of the goal here, all right, is the fact that whatever you do, and this is just the different types of technologies that are being exhibited at the show, you notice they kept the designs very simple. And there's a reason for that. They don't want our eyes, our emotion, or attention to be drawn to just one icon. Now, if you just look at this, I close my eyes, open my eyes again, I look at it, I'm like, okay, the first thing that my eye goes to if I look at this page, and we're not going to get too much into this because that's not what the show is about this week. First thing that I do when I look at this thing, the first thing I look into is, so I just took my eyes away and I look back. First thing I think I see, I'm going to try to do this again. Look back, come back, I'm just going to look. First thing I see. First thing I see that kind of gets my attention is the AI robotics. Why? Because it's arousing my curiosity. If I look away and I look back again, the next thing I probably see is the fintech with the money thing. So they're trying to keep it in a way that gives everything an equal balance, but some lines can cause more curiosity than other lines. All right. So definitely enjoyed being with you guys tonight. Definitely like, love, support everything I do. Please go to believemeachieve.com and check out all of my amazing content. Remember to follow me on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. We got to reach a few thousand so we can start streaming live our show right to TikTok, and I would love to do that. All right, guys, this is an amazing week. We still got to go through some more colors. And what I really want to tap into tomorrow is some more colors, but I want to tap into how quickly our subconscious attaches to a feeling when we see a color. As soon as I see something, an action kick, but how quick and how does that work? We're going to talk more about that tomorrow. Hey, guys, have yourself an amazing rest of your evening. And I'm going to catch you guys, you know when? Tomorrow. That's right, everyone. Take care and be well. Have a good night, everyone.